There is abundant generosity and kindness within the geriatric care communities if you are able to focus on how much people give rather than what isn't working. It's an imperfect situation, an imperfect system where faith, trust, and goodwill win for the long term.
You never hold on to the stories that you hear about they got the greatest care ever. You know, you only hear about like the most tragic things in the paper or on TV or citations, but it doesn't have to be that way.
I am my mother's best caretaker if I take care of my life, because and it's hard. Initially it's hard because you feel like you got to do absolutely everything for them, and you really can't. And when you put them in a facility, because sometimes you need to do that, you have to rely upon that network of people to help you, because and if you have siblings that are involved, and if you have siblings that aren't involved, you should make them get involved, because it's really not fair to one person to have this burden.
Get people that you trust and that are representing you with the information and the dignity and compassion that you're looking for. So in the first earlier phase with my father, we had this amazing woman that worked we met her through the hospital. She was the senior care worker, and she became my father's personal counselor, and she became a counselor to my family. And so she helped guide us in the decisions and, the different care people that we needed to bring on.
I think, like Karen just said, that you certainly can't do this on your own. Because there are times when it's really challenging, and sometimes when it's really easy, and there's times when it's really, really challenging that you want to, I don't want to answer the phone again because it's hurt. I don't know what to say anymore, The idea of moving your parent into a facility is scary, but there's also some really great things about it, and it's scary for a while, but and I agree with what you just, it's the best thing that could have happened to my mother in the state that she's in. It's the best. I mean, the socialization, the people around, it's not just the physical care, it's the community. I had no idea how many shortcuts she was taking just in her own care. I mean, she was sort of bathing herself, but she wasn't, she was bathing herself enough, dressing herself enough, kind of eating enough, but not to the extent she should have been, any of that. And it really opened my eyes, and I think I knew it on some level. So I guess I'd say, so plan ahead. I mean, if you're in a situation, and it is expensive to have in-home care, so if you're in a situation where you might be thinking about that, you should start thinking about the finances pretty much immediately.
Make sure that the do not resuscitate thing is in place. If you think, make sure the will is taken care of, make sure the trust is taken care of, make sure the funeral arrangements are taken care of, have the difficult talk if they don't want to. Kind of have to push it anyway. This is all crucial.
And it's so as hard as it is, don't feel like you're punishing them or doing something bad for them, because you're actually doing something really, really good for them.
The bottom line is it was all on me, and there was enormous amount of resentment and love and resentment and love and worry and resentment. And I think to a great extent accepting that you're allowed all of these feelings is huge. You're allowed them. You don't get to act on them. You don't get to punish your mother because she needs you, but you get to feel them.
If your parents are not already in a state of dementia, or you see the signs of it starting, to have really meaningful conversations with them, because you won't later. And that's hard. It's really hard when they ask you stuff, but they don't really hear your answer, or they don't really know what it's the same kind of tiny little conversations that repeat themselves. So have really meaningful conversations with them. Tell them about your life. Tell them about what you do at work. Tell them about things that matter to you. Listen to them, engage them, talk to them about their childhood, their life, because later when you can't do it, you can't get anything from them.
And the thing with dementia is, as the brain stops sending signals to the body, there's still years of muscle memory. So that's what we're always working to keep.
It says when you get on a plane that the mother should put the oxygen mask on first so that she can be around to put the oxygen mask on the child. They become our children.
Just recognize you're human beings, they're your parents, you love them, you take care of them, but take care of yourself too.
What I would say to her, if I could, is I'm so sorry for my impatience, my lack of compassion when it was needed, because I now really get it. That's what I would do differently.